One team we have not talked about is the Los Angeles Lakers because they're not in the playoffs. A lot of different reasons why they're not in the playoffs. One reason that we should not blame for them not being in the playoffs, don't blame LeBron James, at least according to LeBron James. So he is doing, of course, his podcast, Mind the Game. Remember, of course, his previous co-host was J.J. Redick. He gets the head coaching job. Steve Nash is now the new co-host. And they were talking about how the playoffs went. Nash asks, basically just, how did it go down? How do you think you guys had Luka and yourself? What happened? And this is what he said. He said, quote, "It's never just about me and Luka. It was always Minnesota versus the Lakers. I am at the point in my career now where, I don't lose much sleep over that. How did me and Luka lose? Well, yeah, there's 8 other guys on the floor." I actually have 2 different takes on this one, J Mart. The first one, funny how LeBron seems to get all the credit whenever his team wins, but when he loses, it's a team game, and there were 8 other players on the court. J Mart.
Yeah, so this is the weakest thing I've ever heard.
Wow.
From somebody that great, right?
So I have
somebody that's won that many championships, that's been talked about that much. And I knew this. I'd seen this a few days ago. This is one of the lamest excuses, one of the biggest passes of the buck that I've ever seen. Like, be an adult about this and just say what you want to say. My team is full of a bunch of scrubs. Because that's what that means. You're not going to take responsibility even though this team is all about you. Like you say, it's not just me and Luka. I'm surprised you actually put Luka in there.
I know,
I'm
right?
surprised it wasn't. I'm surprised you didn't find a way to say just me. But, dude, you weren't great in the series either. Like, you had some good moments. Of course, Luka had that game where he was sick, and you showed out that night, even though you lost that game, but you still showed out that night. But you also had some key turnovers, some big-time lapses on defense, some big-time misses from distance deep in these games. You were part of the team that lost, okay? Like, a leader, especially somebody that's like an elder statesman in the league at this point, whose legacy is well intact and is not going to be criticized. You didn't have to say it's not about me, because nobody on TV was going to say it was about you anyway, because they know their jobs and they know their responsibilities and they know what they've been told. But it's just so weak. Like, just go up there and say, man, I could have been better. Just take ownership for it, because some people are going to defend you after the fact anyway. Take the high road. Don't throw everybody but yourself underneath the bus. You're LeBron James. You have rings on almost every finger. You've done everything you can. You're going straight into the Hall of Fame. Most people are going to say you're the second best player to ever live. If not, if you include Bill Russell, then maybe third. There's some people that will try to go lower, but just general consensus, it's you and MJ. That's the longest running debate in sports at this stage, and all this stuff. It's such a weak, lame, it's just bad. Like, I thought Redick's answer after they lost was bad, basically talking about conditioning and all this stuff and taking absolutely no ownership for his boneheaded decision to play 5 dudes for, the entire second half of a game, especially when one of them was 40. But for LeBron to do that, to me, is just unfathomably arrogant. And I don't think he believes that. But the fact that he said that out loud with a straight face, I'm just like, man, I can't wait for you to retire. Well, at this point, like that right there is like, I don't want him to continue playing in the league if that's going to be his mentality, because no one is going to enjoy that.
Well, and that was actually going to be my secondary takeaway, besides the fact that, it's never about him. It's always about him when they win, never about him when they lose. I actually think, and this is actually in some ways kind of sad, I don't think he really cares about winning anymore. And I said this throughout the year. This year, to me, felt like a LeBron nostalgia tour. First of all, you go back to when he signed with the Lakers. We all know it was, hey, I want to be in Los Angeles. I want to start building this post-playing career with entertainment and this and that. But I said it all year is that I really felt like this felt like a LeBron nostalgia tour where it wasn't about winning. It was about playing with Bronny, going back to Cleveland with Bronny, bringing in his buddy as a coach. And it's like, listen, whatever you think, what were we talking about? We were talking about something. Oh, we were talking about Nico Harrison when he said, I had no idea that Luka meant so much to this city. And it's like, even if you didn't know, don't say that. And if you're LeBron, even if you really believe that, don't say it. Just if you're a Lakers fan and if you're paying for tickets to watch LeBron and he's like, what do you want? It's a team game. 8 other guys on the court. Like, am I fired up to spend a couple thousand or 10,000 or however much it costs to get Lakers season tickets next year? Well, don't play me. No, you want to hear from your star player, oh man, it's been eating at me since the day the season ended. We got to be better. I got to be better. I've been back in the gym. I couldn't even take time off and to sit there and say, well, what do you want? I mean, it's a team game. I'm not losing any. You're supposed to be the greatest player of all time. You've tried to sell us as you're the greatest player of all time. You just got lost in 5 games in the first round of the NBA playoffs, and you said I'm not losing sleep over that? Listen, like you said, the MJ versus LeBron stuff is exhausting and overplayed at this point, but I hate to do it. Could you ever imagine Michael Jordan losing in the first round of the playoffs? Oh, I'm not losing sleep over it? Michael Jordan was losing sleep over only winning the finals in 6 games. It's like
Michael Jordan would take a sledgehammer to a sports car if he lost in the first round of the playoffs. He would have been irate. That's the whole thing we're talking about with Anthony Edwards. Like, that Kobe didn't like it when he lost. I don't think LeBron likes it, but I mean, you look at LeBron James at this point, what do you mean you're not losing sleep over it? And then you're just saying, well, the reason I'm not losing sleep over is because I know I did everything that I could. Everybody else just stinks. That's just a terrible attitude. That's not a team-first attitude at all. And it's also not taking ownership for the fact that everything about this basketball team is on you, Holmes. It just is. Like, the coach, like you talked about, Bronny James being drafted, all of these kinds of things. This is just the way that it is. Like, I hate to say it, but this whole situation is because of you. Everything about this reeks of you. Like, you can say that it's not all about you, but it's all about you, man. Like, here's the thing. You sent this to me, but I'm going to read it. Lakers in the LeBron James era. 2019 missed the playoffs. 2020 won the championship in the bubble. 2021 eliminated first round. 2022 missed playoffs. 2023 swept in the Western Conference Finals. 2024 eliminated first round. 2025 eliminated first round. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like, this is why I continue to say that I'll never think of the Lakers when I think of LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
And I originally said when he went to L.A., I was like, I wouldn't do it. I'd just stay. I think my legacy is better if I don't go to L.A. Yeah, he won a championship in L.A. Who cares? It happened in a bubble anyway. But even past that, even if it hadn't happened in the bubble, it's still a team in L.A. where you got Anthony Davis next to you on top of everything else that was going on. Outside of that, it's been mediocrity and failure. Like, because your skills haven't receded enough, I'm not going to compare you to Ben Roethlisberger, but this is what this feels like to me. That last, 3-4 years where every time they lost is like, I don't know if I'm going to play next year. That's the same thing that happened after they got eliminated by Minnesota. Somebody asked me, he's like, I don't know how to answer that question. Every year it's that way, but he keeps on coming back. The difference is LeBron still should, because LeBron's still an outstanding basketball player. At that point, Roethlisberger really kind of, his days were past. But it feels the same way. Like, I didn't believe the Steelers were ever contenders during that phase, and I don't think the Lakers are contenders during this phase, which is why they brought in Luka Doncic. But as long as LeBron is there, the albatross remains the same. And for him to refuse to take ownership as the guy that is clearly the foundational piece of the team and has been kind of the cog behind all the decisions that have been made there is absolutely ridiculous. And honestly, it's kind of pathetic.
I don't know what else there is to add. Kind of pathetic. I don't think he's about winning. And you know, it's like I said, in some ways it's sad, and I don't know what he's hanging around for. Does he not have anything to do? Does you know, the story came out last week that his younger son, of course, Bryce, is going to be a college freshman next year. If you're not bothered by winning, you shouldn't be doing it.